Welcome to the show!
Are you lighting dumpsters on fire?
Last night was bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot.
He's like, oh, it was great. We used to live in the subway tunnels.
Good old innocent fun. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Troublemakers, formerly Sea Otter Town Hall. Folks, you are in the right spot. Sea Otter Town Hall, as we warned you, is now Troublemakers, the same great podcast where every week we bring on a guest and we tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, here as always on a beautiful day in Brooklyn with my co-host sitting to the left, my left, your right of me, the indisputable, always handsome, very hilarious, Mike T. Kerrigan, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Welcome to the podcast. And don't forget to rate, subscribe, comment on our videos. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everything that you know. So, all right.
Episodes out every single Wednesday. You're going to get them all at one time. Eventually you're going to nail
I'll just write them
of
down next week.
I mean, you could. You nailed it yesterday.
But I feel like anyone who's really up on it does know. Once you just start saying them, they're like...
I couldn't believe Kerrigan remembered all those social media apps. That was pretty good. That was pretty.
Yeah, that
pretty smooth
is
intro.
a lot. That's
I mean,
lot
for a
me.
60-year-old man, yeah.
I've been on 3 of them, and I'll never, I've been on 3, and that's about it.
Dude, wait, I'll tell you, before you got here, before we get into it, let us introduce our host, our guest.
Yeah.
I always say that. I always say host. Our guest today, I mean, very happy to have him here. The premiere of Troublemakers, the rebrand. Our guest today, Buffalo native, host of Left, Right, Center on Snapchat, former host of Excuse Me What, New York City comedian, and our good friend, Luke Touma, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you.
baby.
Dude, you guys crushed that intro.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Hey.
This is a real boys back in town vibe today, so get used to it.
I'm real excited. Oh, we were supposed to drink the pot. I forgot to even offer you. I got Makers sitting right there. This is our sponsor, Makers. Makers on the rocks, baby.
I mean, I'll take a Makers.
I don't know if you want one.
We don't have to interrupt the podcast to get a Makers.
I don't want to interrupt it, but it is nice, dude. It's nice having you here. It really feels like a boys back in town.
It does for sure, dude.
It's great, dude.
So you can tell the people, you were just in Florida. You went down to Florida for a bit.
I moved down to Florida during the pandemic to escape government tyranny.
Yeah.
I moved down. I was hosting Excuse Me What. It was a YouTube show, Man on the Street show, and I was doing it in New York, and then they locked down for the second time. Remember Cuomo? And the only place open.
What are you trying to trigger him right from the start?
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
I'm a little low. I was hosting this show called Excuse Me What on YouTube, Man on the Street kind of travel show. Like we'd go to like real fringe groups, weirdos, crazy music.
I loved
festivals,
it.
stuff
I
like
love that. I love those shows.
And the only place open was Florida, so we moved to Florida.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I went and visited him. I almost moved to Florida.
I'm surprised that you figured out how to even watch that on Snapchat and YouTube. Dude, can I tell you, before you got here, so Luke was late. I didn't want to tell the people, but I will. He was 25 minutes late, like a classic prima donna.
Kid couldn't wait to tell.
I mean,
wait to tell. He's like, I don't want to have to tell you.
Tell the people. He's wanted to get the intro out of the way so you could tell everybody I was late.
I did, dude. But Kerrigan came in, and I'm editing videos, and I have just like Netflix on the back. I have New Girl playing in the background, right? Classic show, good show.
Classic? No, I'll rebrand. Disgusting show. Disgusting.
Dude, it's a white woman's dream. It's a nightmare.
No, people are not paying attention. I broke it down in reality. This girl assaulted a guy and he walks into a bar, she hits him 4 times in the dick.
Yeah.
Right? No, I was like, flip the script. I'm writing a show. Girl comes into a bar. There's some argument between her and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend, right off the top, punches her 3 times in the gut. You know what I mean? Think about that.
Dude, the show is also, it's like this annoying white chick, and she's got all these friends, and they're all these beautiful men who are clearly homosexual in real life, but they're straight in the show. So they're gorgeous male gay best friends who want to fuck her. I'm like, what annoying woman came up with this fantasy world?
That's
for
a
themselves?
dream. They're all it's all like psychotherapy.
Dude,
money.
I don't
Yeah, it's
accept
they
this
wanna
New Girl
bang me,
slander.
but they also want to hang out with me,
Yeah.
and they have 6-packs.
Yeah,
and I'm the
they
star.
physically abuse guys.
I do like,
Always
okay,
hate
the
them.
only thing that they do on New Girl that bothers me is they have the schlubby friend, and I'm like, dude, that's, my dream body. I mean, what are you talking about?
Oh, the schlubby friend, yeah.
It's like, oh, he's so out of shape, and I'm like, dude, that guy's 165 pounds. What are you
He's
talking about?
anorexic, probably.
Schlubby, dude. He's got a fucking little bit of fat, and I'm like, ugh, I
Dude,
wish.
he's a lovable loser. I'm like, he's got a perfect jawline.
I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, he'll never get a girlfriend. I'm like, oof, that's a 10 in New York right there.
I hate that character, Schmidt.
Yeah, well, first of all,
He's pretty great.
How much
He's
more
like
of a
snarky, like metrosexual, like
much
he
more of
says the cool thing every time.
Of course, you guys hate him.
how
of
much
course.
more of a douche? The guy's name is Schmidt. It's the last name.
He's meant to be hateable.
Yeah,
I know.
If you name someone Schmidt as they don't even say it's his last name, you gotta hate the guy.
Dylan loves white girl stuff, though. Dylan does. Dylan likes New Girl and brunch, and Dylan's got the taste of like,
Charcutes, dude. Charcuterie, love that.
Yeah, he's into.
Dylan's got the taste of like a recent NYU graduate. Like that's what Dylan likes to do. Dylan's like, just finished an episode of New Girl, heading to brunch, bottomless mimosas. I'm like, we're grown, we're adult men.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing that. I'm meeting my college buddies right after this. I'm sure we're getting brunch tomorrow. I can guarantee it. Sorry that we all don't have the fine taste that say that The Sopranos is the greatest television of all time.
Do you want to start this? Or do you
20
wanna have
years
fun on the
after
podcast?
it's
Do you want to, dude? This guy.
I
said
don't.
Breaking Bad is better than The Sopranos, and he said The Town is better than The Departed. He's
No,
one of
I
my best.
think The Departed is better than The Town, but I think they're both great.
Okay.
I know.
I was in The Town. You know that?
Were you?
No, they cut my scene, but I was there.
What was your scene?
Dude, the reason they cut it, we were just supposed
Yelling
to
the
run. They're like,
N-word?
there's gonna be,
They're like,
no,
we can't
there's gonna be
use this, dude.
gunshots, and you guys run. We were outside Fenway Park, and they did real like bangs. And when they did, it was a disgrace. People pushed people out of the way, like there were women on the ground. You know, like a couple people like they legitimately panicked. Because I remember looking back, and there's like people injured, and I'm like, oh, this wasn't.
Yeah, shocking that they have a live fire scene like 5 years after the Boston Marathon. They're like, why does everyone care?
Yeah. You just need to chill out, dude.
You guys got to
I'll
relax.
tell you this: Ben Affleck in real life is a giant. He is
Really?
huge.
Yeah, he's like 6'3".
Yeah, and his girlfriend at the time was the other one, Jessica Garner. She's also a giant. There was two of them.
Is J-Lo's not a giant, right? That would kind of break my
She
heart.
wasn't on set.
I'm not
Who's
into
married
big.
to
I don't
the
like
other-
big women. Tall women.
I don't really care.
I'd rather take a chunky lass over a tall
Are you
one.
saying that J-Lo is chunky?
No. I'm saying like if it was between like a girl who's like 25 pounds overweight or a girl who's like 3 inches taller than I usually like, give me the extra 25 pounds.
Okay, yeah.
Tallness it freaks me out.
Yeah, because you also can't change height.
Yeah, that's true. And it's like, if a girl's a little thick, there's something womanly about it. There's nothing womanly about a 6'1" chick. It really just is a mask.
This is going to be
Hey,
controversial.
listen,
on the
here
couch
on
today.
Troublemakers,
Oh, yeah.
we do
Stirring
love our
it up.
As
Hey.
controversial as the episode where you described a black person as black.
No, I was describing a grandmother as Dominican. Let's get things squared away.
Dude, I listened. Oh man, you're like, you can't say what people are. But Kerrigan turns his head and goes, "This is what's wrong with this country."
No, because you don't get the
One of the
context of the
funniest.
story. You know what I mean? It was a Dominican grandma.
It's not an insult to call people the race they are.
I know. I'm not arguing with you.
No.
Kerrigan actually
I'm a
asked
big-
to be
big fan of
introduced
that.
as White Mike
Yeah.
on stage.
Hey, that was my nickname when I lived in California.
That's great.
White Mike. It was
That's
Asian
what they
Mike,
ask
White
him.
Mike, and Black Mike.
When we were kids, we had a kid, our friend named Don, and then this new kid moved around, and his name was also Don. He was black, so we started calling him obviously Black Don. And then we started thinking it was funny to call our old friend Don White Don. So we had White Don and Black Don. And then one time we got really drunk, and we started calling Black Don White Don and White Don Black Don. And then when Black Don, the black guy named Don's friends from his old town came to visit him, they were like,
Oh my
"Yo, man,
God.
why all your friends calling you White Don?"
Oh, man.
Oh, that's so funny.
Kerrigan, speaking, I thought of you yesterday. I watched a crazy subway interaction.
Okay,
And I feel like
I
you're-
Oh
come,
my
I come
God.
to mind right away.
Of course, dude. You're the only person I know who, on a weekly basis, gets into a once-in-a-lifetime
Dude,
altercation.
first of
You're
all,
like the
below
homeless
first of all,
whisperer, dude.
criminal statistics once in a lifetime, Krasinski. Dude, once. Talk to anyone in the city. Dude, it's twice a week.
You might have someone living here for 20 years, and they're like, yeah, I remember one time in 2001, this guy, knocked out a pregnant lady, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that was when Giuliani was running the show.
This is Uber talk right here. This is someone who rides in Ubers, because if you ride it,
Yes.
I'll bring you around tonight.
I can't do
Dude,
Ubers,
we'll take
dude.
the
I
8
can't
train
afford
past
Ubers.
Broadway Junction, and you'll just see it all explode.
Yeah,
Selling,
over where Bane used to live.
yeah.
It gets rough.
Once you
over
get past that stop, they sell booze, they sell knives, whatever you need.
there. So it's like, Kerrigan, I'm on the train on the way to boxing. I'm in my shorts and stuff. I've been boxing in the mornings. I'm on the train. It's like 10 a.m. And I've got my gloves in my bag. I'm ready to fucking, try my shots out. All of a sudden, I feel a little tap on my head. And I thought, was it like something fall from the ceiling? And I look, and then I see that it's a homeless guy had walked by and just lightly bopped the top of my head with the bottom of his fist.
Oh, dude,
and
that's
I know he did it because there was a Chinese couple to the left of me, and he went boop, boop, bopped them both.
Oh,
so he
no.
bopped us down the line, 1, 2, 3, and I was like, okay, this guy's crazy. So then he's kind of just like fucking mean mugging people. And I'm like, all right, whatever, it's fine. The doors open at 14th, and he stands up, and I swear to God, I was like, at like this split second, I was like, I've lived in this city long enough. Why this guy? He doesn't have anywhere to go. He's not standing up to get up. What, to go to work? To go meet a friend? He's homeless as hell. He stands up, and nobody even notices besides me. Dude, full wind up, just sucker punches an old guy in the face.
Oh,
Get out of here, dude.
Brutal. And this is how I knew. I'm not meant. All my boxing delusions are just illusions. I had the wraps with me, the gloves with me. I'm in my fucking workout clothes. I am ready. I couldn't be more ready for a fight. He is the homeless guy. I should have been able to kick his ass. He punches an old man. You know what I did? Sprinted off the train down the platform.
Listen, I'll tell you this, as you should.
Dude, it was like I had gloves and wraps with me. It couldn't have been more flight as opposed to fight. I didn't even think about it. I just like sprinted
Fully
away.
prepared for the fight, dude. Yeah, you got to be like, hang on, let me just wrap my wrist real quick. All right, let's go.
Kerrigan, would you have thrown down with him?
Depends.
He wasn't that old. To be,
How old was this guy you're talking about?
I hate
the guy
that.
that got hit.
Yeah.
The
That's
guy
like-
that got hit was maybe 60.
Dude,
Okay.
that's like a big. I don't even want to call that a pet peeve of mine. Is people who are hitting people that are not looking.
Oh.
You know, it's like a new thing. Dude, you can kill someone like that.
It was a full-on sucker punch.
No, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
And then I went and told, I swear to God, this is true. Then I got off at 34th, and I just got out. There was these two cops, and I was like, dude, there's a guy in the 3 train heading uptown. He just sucker punched an old guy in the face. And they're like, oh, yeah, what's he look like? I was like, black dude, wife beater, I don't know. And they're like, the cops couldn't give a fuck. They were just going, all right.
yeah, you ever when you're talking to your cops,
dude,
they
it's
like
out of
pretend
control.
like you're making up. They're like, oh, yeah? He was
Yeah.
wearing shorts? So getting that down here? They're like mocking you.
Dude, they were like eye rolling me. I'm like, I'm like, he sucker punched a guy in the face. Oh, yeah, where at? Huh? I'm like, the 3 train. Oh, where? So did he get off? I'm like, he's still on. He goes, all right. So he's on the train. What's he look like? I was like, a black guy, like, wife beater, like, oh, all right.
I knew.
Like, sitting there like, what do you want us to do?
When you told me the head bop, that's how long I've lived in the city. I knew that was going to be a
He's getting
violent
ready.
story.
Yes.
Because that's his tester. He's testing the waters. The reality is, these guys, if that shit happens to you with your boys, you got to beat the fuck out of them. And I mean,
Yeah.
beat not kill him, but beat the fuck out of him.
That's what
Because
should have happened.
That's what he need. That's what he's waiting for.
dude.
Remember, like that guy that was messing with your buddy and the girl with the cigarette. Remember the big goon? He came outside the shop one night.
Oh, yeah.
So like 2 or 3 days later, they beat the hell out of him over at West 4th. He like kicked someone's bike or one of those crews.
Yeah, no, they need
beat
their
the
asses
fu-
kicked.
yeah,
Yeah.
they beat
Well,
the
dude,
hell out of that
this
guy.
guy. So,
Rightfully so.
Yeah, I know.
That guy was a big.
Walking around for 3 days just picking fights with
Huge.
people.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was on the train with Sean, your roommate, when he
Yeah.
got attacked. Did I tell you that
Oh,
story?
no.
I don't
No.
even
Sean
think,
and I are
no.
sitting next to each other. It was also at 14th Street. I don't know what's going
No,
on
14th
there.
Street's another.
No.
That's like another West 4th. That's a zone.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
it's
Penn
kinda-
Station,
it's bad.
14th, and West 4th.
Kinda, yeah,
Actually-
it's kind of the 1, 2, 3. If you're on like the F train, there's 3 stops in a row. You're bound to see some chaos.
Now that
between
you
those 3
mention it, I'm
stops.
just going stop by stop. I'm like, oh, well, you can't forget about 42nd. 72nd's not good anymore. And,
Like-
103rd, forget about it. Don't
Just
even.
crime-ridden top to bottom.
It's not that bad, though.
Dude, I became like an old Republican when I saw this guy punch the old man. I was like,
Oh, bro.
oh, Eric Adams has to do something about this. I'm like, the crime in the city is unbelievable. I'm like, I mean, these guys are out of control. You know, I'm like, it's true though, dude. And the daughter and the daughter. So I'm talking to the cops. And I'm like, describing him. This girl comes over. She's bawling her eyes out, and I'm like, I was like, did he hit a girl? And then the old guy comes. She was like, he hit my dad. Freaking out.
Oh, my,
And the
yeah.
dad was like together. He wasn't even bleeding.
Oh,
and I
great.
swear to God, he's wearing a mask. He pulls out his mask. He's like a French Canadian. He goes, welcome to New York from Canada, I guess. Like, he must have just gotten
We are
there.
going to see
He goes,
Hairspray
"Oh,
on
okay,
Broadway.
I was going to see Mamma Mia, but I guess...
I guess I'm going to be attacked in the subway.
I guess
Yo.
I'm going to get brutally sucker punched
Oh, it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
my
on
God.
the 3 train. But I saw Sean, your roommate,
Yeah.
get attacked. Sean and I were on the subway sitting
How
next
long
to
ago
each
was
other.
this?
4 years ago, maybe 3 or
Oh,
4
yeah,
years ago.
okay.
And we're sitting next to each other, and there's this guy, and he's laying across from us sleeping. He wakes up at some point in the train ride, and he starts mean mugging me, like looking at me like, giving me angry looks.
Never
So
a
I'm
good
trying to
sign.
look away. He's like, and then finally I'm like, I'm not gonna let this guy fucking do this to me. So I'm looking at him back. I'm like, what, man? Hey, I'm like looking at him. What? And Sean's sitting next to me. Sean's minding his own business. So then the doors open at 14th Street. The guy stands up and MMA kicks Sean across the
Whoa.
chest. Kicks him across the chest. And
Holy
he starts throwing
shit.
punches and he goes, "Stop fucking with me, man! Stop fucking with me!" And Sean's going, "I didn't do anything!" Like, Sean takes off out of the doors, down the platform. The guy starts chasing him down the platform like a nightmare, like a real life nightmare.
Oh
Sean's
my
running, he's going, and the guy's going, "Stop fucking with me!" And Sean's going, "I didn't do anything!" And I'm like running behind him. Dude, the guy wanted to catch Sean to the extent where Sean
crazy.
got behind a garbage can and they were doing this shit. Like he's trying to get him, like they're trying to like get each other on. And Sean slips back onto the train. And I'm standing there next to the guy. And he just looks at me and keeps walking. It was like I didn't exist in his weird hallucination. Like Sean was the devil and I was just a pedestrian.
That's so crazy. That's your fault. You mean mugged him into doing that.
I think because he's testing you.
Dude.
Yeah.
So
It's
you're
all
like,
test.
I'm not going to get tested.
I usually do first. I say this as a joke, but I really do it. It was probably because of all the pandemic when I went like maskless.
Yeah.
So I was ready to. It's just you're tense the whole. You're ready for action all the time. So like if a crazy homeless guy gets on, I'll usually mug him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just be ready. I'm
And you
like,
got
there's
no
a
mask,
line.
you can give them-
You got to make a line in your head. You're like, once he goes over that line, it's violence. Because
Dude.
that's what it's gonna be.
Dude, I also thought of you because I was like, this would drive Kerrigan as crazy as driving me. There's signs like signs about like putting your mask on in the Brooklyn subway stations, and they're in douchey Brooklyn voice. They're going, "Come on, bro, stop the spread,
Dude.
Yo, for real, man. Seriously, throw the mask on." I'm like, dude, how pandering is this to be like, "Oh, we got it. We should encourage them to use masks," but like, why don't we write it out as douchey as they speak?
Dude, I hate that. I during the
Have
height
you
of the
seen those?
pandemic, I've seen
that
those.
puts me
Stop the spread, bro. Yeah, dude, seriously.
Dude, during the height of the pandemic,
6 feet, brother. Like, it's like so fucking pandering. It drives me insane.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
like
It's
that.
sick.
There was one during the height of the pandemic. I was waiting for the train, and they come over the loudspeakers, and they go, and it made me think about it. I was like, oh, I can tell that who they don't think is getting, it was like wear a mask and get vaccinated. And they did like an act out of these two guys being like, "Hey, what are you doing today?" And he was like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just going to pick some oxtail up from the market and then go get vaccinated." And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, did I mishear that? And then it played it again.
Did
And
you
I
see
was
the
like,
commercial in Arkansas?
No.
There's a
no.
commercial in Arkansas they ran in 2020, mid of the pandemic, right when they rolled out the vaccine. And it's literally two black guys talking to one going, yo, you gonna get vaccinated? And the guy going, "Nah, man, I don't think that's for me." And he's going, "Shit, man, you gonna have to help your fellow brothers and sisters." Like, it's like, dude, it is the most offensive thing. I'm like, you know a white person wrote this.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
There's no way a black guy wrote, "Shit, dog, you gonna help your brothers and sisters with the vaccine." I'm like, no. First of all,
fucking bad.
no, there's no way. You
Yeah.
know, it's some white lady in Arkansas that's like, "I think this will get through to them."
I always imagine.
relatable?
You ever heard of
It's
McDonald's
brutal.
commercial?
Have I heard a McDonald's commercial?
recently?
Yeah.
And they'll be like,
In my life, I've heard a McDonald's commercial.
they'll always have this like, or it's is it McDonald's or KFC? Well, that whatever, they have it like soulful, but I'm like, it's not even in our time soulful. So there's some white exec, like some black actor, and I don't know how they approach it. They're probably like, could you make it a little more, you know what I mean?
No, they do. There's a very sweet old black lady who does commercials for Popeyes, and she's like, "Shit, mama's home cooking. You're gonna have to come by after a long day. I feed you and the rest of the babies." And I'm like, this is the food is being processed in China and shipped over frozen. It's not made by Auntie Ray and her fucking
Popeyes is behind bulletproof glass in Harlem, where I used to go. Like, you're in there, and you're just there's always someone in the corner, like, you're like, is it going down right now? Some crazy guy's mumbling. You're just trying to, and there'll be another guy like, "Yo, man, I just want my sandwich. I've been here give me my sandwich."
Dude, it's so funny. I saw that clip of that girl that you guys had on, not like Kerrigan described someone as Dominican.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I'm gonna make sure this podcast is the opposite of that.
Oh, my
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I can tell already we're 19 minutes in, and you've already done black voice 3 times.
It's an accurate description of the Popeyes commercial and the Arkansas vaccine commercial. You got to see that Arkansas vaccine commercial. It's so funny.
Yeah.
See, this is in the future. If we have a producer and like a TV up, you could pull up the commercial and we could watch it.
No, dude, it's amazing.
This is where the pod's going, people. The pod is growing. We are changing, baby.
Dude, I want to. Fuck.
Are you going to play it right now?
30 seconds. 30
Is
seconds.
that a Beetlejuice video?
30 seconds.
Pandemic, my lifestyle drastic. During the pandemic, my lifestyle drastically changed. My income came to a screeching halt. You have to understand, I'm a hustler. I'm a legit entrepreneur. I sell things. I come in contact
It's a real commercial.
all the time. I have to stay safe. I didn't have a choice but to trust the vaccine. Because if you live the type of lifestyle that I live, you out here in these streets and you hustling, an entrepreneur like me, why not do it safely? So I want everybody to take this seriously. Take a shot at staying healthy. Get the vaccine.
Dude, it's actually
So is he
10
just-
times more offensive than I made it.
Is he just saying he's a drug dealer?
They made him a crack dealer.
Yeah.
They
Why
go,
can't they
"If you
give
an
him-
entrepreneur like me in the streets? Shit.
Why can't they
Wow.
just give him a job? It's a commercial.
I don't know if y'all realize, but the vaccine is bulletproof.
It should have been like, you know, I hustle. Every morning I wake up and I go to my law office because I'm a lawyer.
That's not a sketch, by the way. It's not a parody. This is the Arkansas Department of Health YouTube channel. The Arkansas Department of Health. They made that. That's a real thing they made. I'm a
my
hustler. I'm an
God,
entrepreneur.
dude.
I sell things. You know, I sell them by the gram. I sell them by the dime. You know, like what?
Yo.
The propaganda's it's getting.
Classic racist propaganda.
Yeah, they're really.
Yeah, they're easing up on the shots though, because Biden just he got COVID twice in 1 week.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
the
I
guy's
was
got
talking
9
about
shots
Yeah.
and
It's
COVID 4
so
times.
funny. COVID twice in 1 week. How is he alive, dude?
I don't know. He's barely, dude. He is barely.
Kerrigan
alive.
said yesterday, he goes, I'm going to miss him.
I am.
No, me too. I mean, my whole job is making fun of him.
Dude,
If you
every
watch
week,
Left, Right,
almost
Center on Snapchat.
every week
folks.
he's got a couple great bloopers. Every
Dude,
single week.
Did you see Trump was golfing, and he's at a big celebrity tournament, the Live Golf
This is a
Tournament
Live,
in
right?
Bedminster, New Jersey, and he hits a great shot down the fairway. He's driving the cart by, and all these guys are like, "Oh, Mr. Trump, President Trump, great shot, man. We miss you so much. That was a great shot." And he literally goes, "You think Biden can get at a ball like that?" Dude, did you see what he said about
Yo.
Brittany? Do you see what he said about Brittany Griner?
Oh, God, I can't
Dude,
even
No.
imagine.
so Brittany
No.
Griner, she got 9 years for having
Yeah.
a vape
Yeah.
pen in Russia,
Which is crazy.
Objectively fucked up and
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
right?
Crazy.
So they asked Trump about it, like, President Trump, what do you think? And he goes, I mean, she went in there loaded up on drugs.
Oh,
One
man.
vape cartridge. She's a drug addict. But she loaded up on drugs.
I will say, that is Trump, objectively hilarious, so funny.
Oh, my God.
Guy, the only problem, the only problem with him,
Dylan's like, the one problem.
the one
across the
problem
board.
is the guy never, he always doubles down on shit. Like, his brand, he could
Isn't
not
that kind
say.
of the best thing about him, though?
I do like it in some senses because it's so funny, but for him to be like, hey guys, yeah, he could have taken the other angle of Russia's a bunch of criminals and they're trapping our citizens there, instead of being like, it's so much funnier that he goes, she rolls in with a bunch of drugs.
Loaded up on drugs.
Yeah, you know what that also is like our
She's a crackhead,
this
folks.
new generation in America have no fear of they forget.
Yeah.
Because it's so legal on the streets here. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
They don't care, so they're just rolling over
Well,
with
and
vapes.
the Russians are playing hardball, so we do those prisoner trades, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So we're like, hey, what do we have to trade you? What prisoner do we have to trade you to get Brittany Griner back? We're a sweet lady. She's a great basketball player. Dude, Putin goes, we want the
pretty
merchant.
outspoken.
We want the merchant of death back. It's this guy named Vitor or something.
He's a straight up war criminal.
Dude, he literally conspired with terrorists to give them weapons to shoot down U.S. Air Force planes. And they're like, can you give us the guy back, the guy who's a terrorist who's trying to kill you guys, and we'll give you back the power forward.
Dude, we already did this
We'll
before.
give you the #1 player in the league that gets 100 people watching a year.
Yeah, they did this before with some guy from the Middle East, and immediately he got back, and within 2 weeks he was already bombing the hell out of spots.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
this
think he
Russian
was-
guy's a guaranteed. It's just Putin basically bullying us because he knows we have Biden's
100%.
weak. You know.
And it's also the media pressure. Here, social media will just hammer that until it's
Yeah.
year 2 of Brittany Griner in Russia, and it's just every single day.
Although if I
tweeting
was her,
about
my
it.
whole thing would be, I'm like, let me be on your Olympic team,
Dude,
and I
that's a
will win.
great call.
Right? Yeah,
She should be like
That's
that.
actually a great call.
yeah, that's the only way.
I mean,
You'd be
she was
"Let-
pretty
I
outs-
will win the Olympics
Dude,
for
you
Russia.
know how much Putin likes to win stuff. He had all the Russians. You ever seen Icarus?
Mm-mm.
It's a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Putin was just had organized programs and labs to bring in all their athletes and dope them up.
Yeah.
That's why they were doing so well that one Olympics. It was like,
because
were the Olympics
those
after.
women became men. Do you know that? Like physiologically, they put so much testosterone. No, I'm not kidding. I've seen videos with them, and they're like, it's awful. They're like, I have hair growing everywhere.
They're
like,
just stuffing them like a McDonald's chicken
dude.
nugget, just fucking pumping them full of hormone.
dude, it's like in Rocky with that guy. Like they just go all
Oh,
out.
Drago?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
My buddy who was Russian, when he came here, he goes, we have that movie in Russia. They have Rocky.
Yeah.
But Russia put out like a state version, and in their version, I think they kill Rocky.
Yeah.
They beat the hell out of him, and he just dies, and America's over.
Dude, I read that in China.
hilarious.
China, the end of Fight Club. You know how the end of Fight Club ends with all the buildings falling down, explosions? In China, it cuts to black right before the explosion, and then it reads across the screen. Right after tips from Tyler Durden's character, the police arrived and stopped the entire plot. And and then it was like he received mental health treatment, and now he lives productively in society. Isn't that crazy?
Nuts.
It's the best part of the movie.
That's nuts.
Oh my god.
That is whack.
Yeah. Did I tell you the story about the guy with the samurai sword?
No.
It's just similar to
working
what
out
we're
in the
talking about.
park?
Yeah, dude. Were you with me?
No, but I think I've seen it actually on you, or it could be another guy because this happens a lot. In
It
New York.
was Lower East Side. We were leaving Old Man Hustle. We went to that. This is like 3 months ago. We went to the bar right down the street.
Yeah.
169 bar, right? And we're leaving, coming back, walking to the subway. And in the park, dude, there's this guy. It's 11 o'clock at night. And this guy has a straight up samurai sword just out. And we're walking towards him. And he's like holding it and just like doing like these slow movements. And I think it was with Ray. I was like, hey, man, maybe we should cross the street. And he goes, yeah, okay. And then he's just doing it. I get 2 blocks up and there's a cop car there. I go, hey, guys, I like thought about it. I was like, I don't want to be a snitch. But I was like, hey, guys, there's a guy with a samurai sword in the park over there. And no joke, the cops go, I mean, is he threatening people?
It's the only city where you get that.
Great.
And I was
it's the only
like,
city where you could be like,
not really, man, but he's got a samurai
I
sword
would just
at
say-
it's the
11
only city where you
o'clock.
could be like, there's a guy with a hand grenade in Tompkins Square Park, and they go, does he look like he's gonna pull the pin?
Yeah.
Or is he just a guy enjoying his Sunday?
Too much, man.
I went to one at Metropolitan, so I heard screaming, and a lady came running out. And I don't know why. I was in one of those moods where, like, I don't even care. I
Yeah.
can deal with this. And I come down, and there's a guy. I don't remember if he was bloody or not, but he's screaming at top of his lungs, butt naked. Like, just causing a madness. He's kicking shit
Yeah.
around. And I go down right to the booth, and he's up there, like, right above me, and I go, hey, did you call the police yet? And the lady looked at me, and she goes, do you think I should? I was like... The guy is naked and threatening. Like, what would it have to do for you to be like, I'm calling the cops on
someone's
this
head
guy?
off.
Yeah,
That's
that's
literally-
like what it is. They're like, is anyone dead yet? And they're like, well, call me when they're dead.
Call me when there's a dead guy.
And they're like, are you going to
But
do
you want
anything
me to
then? They're like,
police
no.
a bunch of live people?
Dude, that's the only job of a booth person is to sit there and call the police.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
be like, hey, we're going to call now.
Yeah, it is.
Crazy,
It is
man.
bulletproof, so you're good in there.
So I did want to talk to you about things that you've seen, dude, from doing, excuse me, what?
Oh, excuse me, what was wild. So
Yeah.
it was a Man on the Street show for anybody that doesn't know. And
I
would
didn't
go
even have
like,
to tell you to do that. I
Yeah,
just
I
jumped
got it.
right
It's
in.
we would specifically go to like very fringe groups, gatherings, parties, all that type of stuff. Real redneck stuff. Conspiracy theorists, like crazy music festivals, just Trump rallies, whatever. So like one of my
Juggalos, that kind of shit.
Juggalos, yeah. We went to the Gathering of the Juggalos. Juggalos are fans of Insane Clown Posse, and they have a big concert every year called the Gathering of the Juggalos. And they're all like big, they're fat, they wear face paint, and they do a lot of whippets and stuff. They're real like pieces of shit. They're nice people. They were very nice to me, but they're like
I feel like in another world, Mike could have been a Juggalo.
Oh, you're so far off.
like right.
so
There's
far
a weird split.
the
like he
closest
could have
thing
done
we know
it.
to a Juggalo is that guy Big T.
Oh.
You
And
guys have a podcast.
he ain't a juggalo at all.
No, he's more put together than
If
a
I was to
Juggalo.
describe juggalos, I'd be like, if Mountain Dew was a person.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
They're obsessed with that drink Faygo.
Faygo.
They
Yeah.
drink Faygo. So there was a guy there, and he had a sign and said, and he was charging people money to kick him in the nuts. And he said,
Oh, yeah, that
if
makes
I
sense.
flinch or if I grimace, he goes, I have to stay still and not change my facial expression. He goes, you get whatever amount of money you want to bet on it. And dude, people were taking running wind-up kicks, double or nothings. The guy never broke one iota, dude.
Dude, he's gonna have medical problems down the road. Seriously,
Dude, I
can't
watched
do
a
that.
lady like take a running like soccer kick, like she was like Ronaldo kicking a free kick straight to the nuts. Dude, ice.
Yo, maybe he doesn't have balls.
Yeah,
He-
maybe-
no, no,
That's
no.
the only.
Maybe
You'd
they got
think that
removed.
he pulled him out and showed
Oh,
us his
that's
balls
even
because people
worse.
started calling him out and said, "Dude, you don't even have nuts." And he pulled him out. And he goes, "You want to?" He goes, "Here they are, right here, full on pair of nuts, dude." I saw the guy's balls. I can verify he has 2 testicles.
You want to give him some plugs for the on the pod?
Yeah, I wish we could, dude. If you're
His
watching,
Instagram
shout out
is
to
just
you and your
like-
balls of steel.
Steel balls.
There was another guy who's like saw we had a camera. So these people when they're real wild, they want to perform
Yeah.
on camera. So this one guy was like, "Yo, man, watch this!" And he runs over to the field, and this big crowd gathers, and he lays down on the ground, and his buddy pulls his pants on his stomach. His buddy pulls his pants down, and he shoves a bottle rocket in his ass. They light the bottle rocket, and he goes, "Gathering of the Jugglers 2020, baby," like that. And dude, they light the bottle rocket, and I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna like." Dude, it was like a dud. It just exploded all over his ass
man.
cheeks. It was like just like exploding. It was unbelievable. He's like, you think he's gonna go woo? And he like blows out, and he goes woo, ow, 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 just like freaking out.
Dude.
And then after this, is how great these people are. After you're like, you want to be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Before I can even say anything, he goes, "Did you get the footage?"
Oh my god. What a great shot, dude. What a great shot.
Oh, it was
Oh,
amazing.
what a great guy.
It was amazing.
Did you kick the guy in the nuts?
No, I
would
didn't.
have been
I
nervous
couldn't
too.
do it.
It would hurt me inside. to do
Yeah, I
that.
can't do that to a person. Also, it's like, what if you are physically harming him, even if you can't feel it? Like medical problems. Like
dude, you can't. How much of that can you take?
before it's gonna fuck something up,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I knew a kid. I've heard stories like, kid's little brother. They were laying down watching TV, and the guy, got up to get some milk or cookies or whatever. Stepped on his brother's balls. That was it. That ball was gone. They had to remove it. Dude, it's not like
Ball was gone.
it was over.
On his brother's balls.
Yeah.
Dude, another one was there was a festival on Bolivar Beach, Texas, in the Gulf.
Okay.
Big ass beach. It was called Tits Out for Trump, and it was a giant Trump party. We get there, and it is like the giant pickup trucks and 4-wheelers. I'm talking like 20,000 people, and every 4-wheeler, every truck, giant Trump flag. And you walk by, and you'd be like, "Woo!" Like, people are like, "Woo, go Trump!" And the girls like pull their tits out, and they're like, "Yeah, go Trump, baby, go Trump!" Like, dude, like 20,000 pairs of like fairly obese tits in Bolivar Beach, Texas.
This spring break, I think we're the cruise.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
I'll
Where
be
we're
there,
going.
dude.
Lot cheaper than the DR.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? lot cheaper than going to Florida. No, it's great. They're
That's
like,
wild.
They're like, "Tits out for Trump, baby." You just walk. It's a sea of Trump flags, like 15, 20,000 people. And at one point, there's this lady, and she's like, she's in her car, and she's like, she's driving by, she's in the passenger seat of the car, and we're in this big, like, parade on each side of, like, the procession of cars. And she's about to pull her tits out, and this little kid runs up. He's like 9 years old, and he's got a GoPro on his helmet, on his head like this. And the little kid's got a GoPro on his head. He goes, "Yeah, yeah." And she's going, "I can't do it. You're a kid, baby. You're too young, baby." And he goes, "Come on. I got it on camera." Like 10 years old, and she goes, "I can't do it. You're too young." And he goes, swear to God, he goes, "Come on, do it for Trump." And she goes, "All right." And she pulls her tits out.
no.
Like, I was like, and like the kid's parents
Holy
are there.
shit,
They're like, "Oh,
dude.
that's great,
That
Timmy."
kid's a hell of a negotiator
It
already.
was great. Do it for Trump was
Yeah.
all.
Real-
Really,
At
he
10
didn't
years
need to
old,
offer money.
10 years old, he really knows how to cut to the heart of these people.
And I bet
Right,
you,
yeah.
I have a feeling if I talk to this kid, he's not even about the tits. He's like, I'm about the views, bro. I'm
Oh,
getting
yeah.
mad
Oh,
views.
He's too young. He's a sociopath.
Yeah.
He wants it.
He's on top of his
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Yeah. He's building an OnlyFans portfolio.
How do you think Trump would respond to? Has he ever acknowledged the Tits Out for Trump
I think he
parade?
would- Beautiful like a thumbs people. Up.
Beautiful people. So many
Fantastic.
tits. The biggest, roundest tits we've ever seen.
I feel like he's
I wish him. I wish him all the
Love
best.
the tits. The kids love the tits. I wish them the best. Beautiful people down, good people on both sides. No, it's like, you do watch these people, and you're like, I can't describe to you guys how
Holy shit.
much Trump wants to be as far away from you as possible.
yeah.
like a multimillionaire, like real estate tycoon. Like the last place he wants to be is on some dirty beach in Texas. Like, you know, fucking fat people
Guys,
are
if we
pulling their
just do
tits
this-
out in his name.
If we do it every year, maybe our good godfather Donald Trump will come down and see us.
We've been hoping he's going to visit. We've given him the invite 4 years in a row. He's never left his house. But it's interesting.
Yo.
The thing, like, Trump is so different than any other president because, like, dude, people aren't fans of him like a politician. They're fans of him like a sports team.
Yeah, like
They have chants. They have
That's a
parties
good
based
point.
around him. They rock his merch. They wear like Trump hat. Like they wear like little Trump masks. Like, look me, I'm Trump. Like it's everyday guy. They got bobbleheads. Like they treat him like he's the New York Yankees.
Yeah, he's like a.
That's
franchise
actually a
now.
great point. I've never even thought, because he's even bigger than like a celebrity. Like you would never wear like a Brad Pitt, mask,
No.
but you would. Yeah, people buy Trump memorabilia all the time, dude.
I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, and I've been to Buffalo Bills games, and I've been to Trump rallies. The only difference is the team everyone's rooting for. It is the
They got him. Are they jumping through tables for Trump? Like
yeah,
belly
dude,
flop?
they're pulling their tits out. I'm sure they'd hit a table or two.
Holy shit, dude.
That could
That's
that
so
could be a
funny.
segment that you could definitely pull off. You'd be like,
Yeah.
jump through this table for Trump.
Yeah, dude. We went to another crazy one. We went to an underground fight club in Orlando, Florida.
Really?
Yes, it was like this big indoor soccer plex, like sportsplex thing, And I don't know if it was a friend had it or they rented it out, but you pay cash to get in, and they're like, "Do you want a table?" And I was like, "No, we're just here to film." We talked to the guy running it; he's cool with us being here. They're like, "Okay, it's $50 each." We pay him the cash, and they were like, "You want a table?" And I was like, "I don't know what that means." And I get in there. They had taken this indoor soccer complex and turned it into like a makeshift nightclub around a boxing ring. So it's a boxing ring in the middle, and then it's all these tables. And dude, they got hookahs on every table. They got bottles of
Get outta
Hennessy.
here,
So
dude.
they got like bottle service. They have like hookah, and they had like the ring girls were just like borderline naked, like like Dominican strippers with like the biggest ass you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they're like. In a normal boxing match, like the ring card girl, she like goes up there and makes a sexy face, does one loop around the ring.
Yeah.
This girl was doing like a full on like Megan Thee Stallion twerk routine for like between rounds, like 3-4 minutes straight of just like shaking ass and faces. Guys are throwing ones. Like it was like a strip club in between rounds. And then it was run by this crazy dude from the Bronx. And he would go,
Of course, dude.
he would
in
stop
Florida.
the fight to give these like monologues of his own. He'd go, we're here to support the community. We believe guns down, gloves up. He kept saying that, guns down, gloves up. And then he's like pretending to be this like big figure. He's like, yo, guns down, gloves up, And then he was like, but you know how we do things here? We used to playing basketball on the court, so we talk shit to each other when we play basketball. That's the same thing how we do it with the fights here. So, don't mind me if I'm like, giving my little commentary and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, this will be cool. He'll like say like funny things every now and then.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like two fat guys like fighting. He's like, come on, fatty, punch him in the titties. Like, he wasn't at all like, it wasn't like he's slipping in funny jokes. He's like, get your fat ass up and keep fighting. Come on, you look
my
like a bitch.
God, dude.
And then
Holy shit.
the cops came in and raided it, and we had to like run out. It's like me, my camera guy, and these like strippers with their giant fake asses. We're all like sprinting out of this indoor soccer.
Dude, that's what I was going to
complex.
say. How did the cops not know about this?
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did.
They literally, I bet the guy like calls him. He just collects all the money, has it for like an hour, and then
Yeah.
he tips him off. And he's like, "Cops got to come break it up, dude."
It was also so much weed and hookah smoke. It's like I've never seen a place with 50-foot ceilings get hotboxed before.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was nuts.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of that in Florida, though.
Florida's not. Yeah.
Yeah, you get that.
There's a
vibe
lot
down
of
there.
backyard wrestling, underground fighting. It's a really lawless land.
Dude,
Yeah.
we had, when I visited you, when we were sitting outside the bar, the gunshots. Do you remember that?
Dude, Dylan and I were in a bar, outside a
Crazy.
bar having a cigarette, and all of a sudden on the street we're on, just gunshots start ringing off. And we're
Dude,
like,
it was
what?
terrifying.
It's like that main area of downtown Orlando where everybody goes on parties. There was a shooting there the other day. Like,
Was there?
There's a video of it. It feels like a mass shooting, but it was just like a gang
That's
shooting.
that's what it felt like, though, because we're sitting there, and everyone's, all of a sudden we heard like pop, 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 and then people start running down the street,
People start running on the street,
like
and then
past us.
we run into the bar we were in, and the bouncer closes the door and
Yeah.
barricades it with a barrel. And Dylan and I ran through the bar outside. We're like running through the back alley.
Yeah, we
And
ran back through the back exit, down the back alley, and like 3 blocks over.
And lest we forget, there was this gay guy who had attached himself to our group for no reason. Nobody knew who he was, and he was obsessed with Dylan. He was like a weird little old guy, and he's clearly gay, and he became fascinated with Dylan. So Dylan and I hear the gunshots. We run through the bar. We run through the back alley. We're just trying to make sure we're safe.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we look, and the gay guy is still there, and he goes, "Hey, man, where are you going?" to Dylan. And we were like, "Hey, man, you got to get out of here." We were like, "Dude, if we got to find shelter and it's every man for themselves, we're not looking out for you."
I don't want the three of us to be hunkering down together.
Dude, this guy couldn't have cared less if he lived or died as long as he got to see Dylan's cock. Like, that was really all he was worried about was like,
To be fair, I do remember this, and I will take a little bit of blame in that situation. I do remember we met him at this first bar we were at, and he kind of, I could tell he was like flirting with me. He was like, doing that, and I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling a little down. I was feeling, everybody likes to be wanted. I'm not, gay, but I'll let him buy me a drink. I don't care.
no, it's nice to be hit on like a chick.
Wait, so this guy, so you had him buy you a couple drinks?
I had him buy me one drink. He was like, "You want a drink?" I was like,
him.
No,
"Okay."
he was asking. This guy's
yeah, you were
part of the problem here.
Listen,
Yeah, right?
No, he seemed like a nice guy. He was
you were
not.
asking
He was
for
real
it. The way
weird.
you were dressed, those short shorts. You were asking for it, dude.
I remember I had like a light green shirt on, just really throwing out all the vibes, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah, you almost moved to Florida though. You didn't. You decided not.
I thought about it, like when things were getting like stupid here. I thought it was gonna like come back with the rules. I was like, I can't take this.
I know. Why do you think they pulled off?
Financial, and they just didn't have. I feel like they didn't have the support. People just weren't gonna do it, and they didn't want to get embarrassed.
More and more people, like friends of mine who were like super liberal, started being like, "This is getting stupid."
Oh yeah.
like
with the lockdowns.
Yeah, like most people had already gotten COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, we've been through it. We don't care. The rest of us are like,
Do you know anyone who hasn't gotten it? I don't think I know a single person.
I
who hasn't
may
gotten
or may not have gotten it. I'm gonna get tested.
Kerrigan is I'm convinced he got it 2 weeks ago.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's been super
It-
Your
tired.
description, you were like, "I'm insanely tired."
I was tired after. Like when it ended, my energy didn't come back, and then I was like, okay, this
Kind
is
of happened with
different
me
than-
too. It took a
yeah.
little while.
Yeah.
Tell Luke how you've been treating COVID though.
Oh well, at one point, dude, I was in for like 3-4 days. I hadn't moved. I was
Yeah.
just in my room. I'd go to the bathroom. That's it.
Yeah.
So I smoked some. I got some. I was like, I need to take something for this. So I ordered some weed over. And
He goes, medical grade marijuana for a respiratory illness.
yeah, but it did work because I smoked it. It didn't take care of any of the pain. So that was
Yeah.
out. I was like, because people are like, oh, it kills the pain. I was still like sore as shit. But I got like so high I had to go buy a bag of peaches. I was like had like a craving for peaches, and I just started eating peaches, and it like snapped me out of it.
When I first met you, you ate like very organic foods.
I would love to, but you know how this city is. You know what I mean? Sorry,
No.
away from the mic. You get caught out here too much. If I lived in a different city where I had like a car and all that, I would eat all organic. But in New York,
Yeah.
you're at a show, you got to eat. You're eating street food.
You think you're gonna be in New York like permanently?
I love New York, dude.
It's
Even
great,
though it
huh?
keeps kind of degrading, like every year. This new guy Adams, when he first got into office, he was on like jet skis, and he's popping bottles of champagne. He thinks he's in like a rap video, and then it shows like a video of like the train. There's a guy like shooting the train up that day, and he's just like, I'm bringing swag back to them. We're like, swag, bro.
We need bulletproof
Yeah, no,
vests.
We need safety.
You'll see him in the nightclub, and he's got like aviator shades on. He's with like Rick Ross, and he's like, "Hey!" We're like, somebody got stabbed yesterday in broad daylight. Like, do you
Somebody,
realize,
dude, there's like 15 of them a day.
Did you really need bottle service last
God,
night, Mayor
dude.
Adams?
I feel like scooter riding on the sidewalk now is almost like they're like, this is ours.
You hate that.
Oh,
you hate the when
huge
the
pet
delivery
peeve at
guys ride the
Kerrigan.
mopeds
Dude,
on the sidewalk.
nothing is more enraging than getting beeped at when you're on a sidewalk. You turn around and you're like, what's the guy's going like 30 down a sidewalk? You know what I mean? You're like, what is going on here?
I move out of the way. I catch myself. I'm like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, what? You're on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
This is
That's
you.
a new thing. There's new
hate
things
that.
because I was here pre-pandemic, moved for most of the pandemic, moved back, and there's different things. The homeless guys on the subway are way crazy. There's more of them, and they're crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's less. Dude, remember when you first moved here?
Yeah.
And we were all cruising. Do you remember how funny it was? Like, I would say 70% of the homeless interactions were ridiculous, maybe gross,
Yeah.
but funny. You're laughing
Yeah.
with your boys. Now, like, all 99% when you hear, like, the homeless, whatever he says, you go, oh no. It's
Dude,
violence.
You're so right that they were funny. The homeless guys are angrier now.
Oh,
They're
They're,
pissed
they're,
off.
like, they're all deranged now. There's none of those, like, guy with with a broken keyboard, and he's like playing songs. And
It was kind of endearing before.
Yeah.
There was this lady I saw on the subway one time, homeless lady, and she was like ashy to the point it was like bizarre. Like her whole legs were very ashy, and she was wearing a hospital gown. Like it was like she had escaped from a hospital. She was wearing a hospital gown, and she's looking at me and like the other guys on the train platform, and she's like gesturing us towards her, like, "Hey, you want some of this?"
Dude.
And she's being funny, and she starts doing like a pole dancing routine on one of the subway poles. Like she's dropping it low, she's spinning around, and then she just like lays down and she's like pointing at us, and she kind of like seems like she's just gonna like take a nap or something. So we're all cracking up. All of a sudden I smell something. I look over. By the way, she's wearing nothing but a hospital gown. There's no pockets, there's no fanny pack. I look over. She's got a fully rolled blunt lit, and she's had her dance routine. She just wants to relax now. She's just smoking a full-on blunt on the subway.
We talk a lot about that, smoking on the train. It's people who smoke on the train are begging for an altercation.
Oh, 100%.
They're begging for a fight. They'll sit there
funny.
and they'll just stare. They'll smoke and they'll look and be like, "Who? I dare you to look at me."
Yeah.
Let alone say something.
Well, that happened I was on the train with Tim Sturdivant, our friend. We were on the way to go film an episode of Excuse Me What, and there's this old guy, and he's like got his Jordans on, whatever. He's like hanging, like looking cool, and he just lights up a cigarette and he's smoking it. And Tim was like, "Yo, bro, put that out." And he was like, "What are you talking about? Why?" He goes, "Put it out. What are you doing?" He goes, "What are you, my dad? Fuck you. What are you, my dad?" And Tim goes, "I'm not your dad, bro, but I care about my fucking lungs. Put out the cigarette, bro." And the kid goes, "Fuck you, man. You don't fucking tell me what to do. Fuck you." And I'm like telling Tim, I'm like, "All right, dude, calm down. We're fine. We're fine. Relax." I get Tim calm. He's chilled out. Tim's a loose cannon, so I get him chilled out. 5 minutes passes. It's over. Tim stands up, casually walks over to the little subway window, opens it up to let in some air. He turns to the guy and goes, "That's for you, you piece of shit." And the guy immediately starts going, "I fuck you, man." Like,
oh my God, dude. I mean, the only person other than Kerrigan that I know who will actually talk to people.
Yeah,
on
but
the
I
train.
don't mind. Not that I'm for it, but I don't mind smoking on the train. I find it funny because I'll usually find some PBS white broad, and it's just me and her eye contact. I'm like, you love this, don't you? Because they ain't gonna say shit.
No. They don't like it, but their beliefs, they have to support it.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I mean.
they want like homeless encampments. They want
Whoa. Do you mean unhoused?
Is that the new word? Unhoused?
Urban campers. That's what they wanted to call them for a while. They were urban campers.
Urban campers. What's next? We gonna call them fucking Boy Scouts? They're homeless people
I just saw something where LA passed something where it's like 10% of the city it's illegal to be unhoused in, and it was all these people being like, being unhoused is a right. It's like, dude, if I own property, you're not allowed to just camp on it. Sorry.
No.
Like,
they can't mostly on public property, right?
yeah.
Dude, there was a guy living in the Bronx. I just watched this in the hallway staircase for 2 years. They just got him out last week because the cops were ignoring the lady. It's another story like we kind of told. She would go to them every week and like, oh yeah, he's living in there. Oh, okay, he's in the stairwell. And then like,
what do you want us to do about it? I mean,
yeah, like CBS or Fox News.
Can you prove he's not just in there tying his shoe? Can you prove?
Can you send us pictures?
Yeah, send us pictures.
I've seen the whole video.
Where it said stairwell. Is it a fire escape? Because if so, it's a safety violation to pull
It
back.
was a fire escape.
You know what? The building is our precinct, but the stairwell is actually the neighboring precinct.
The stairwell's out of our jurisdiction.
We're
We
gonna
only
have
have
to
the
start-
north stairwell. No, that's after all that, like, the defund, the abolish the police stuff. You could tell the New York City cops now. You ask them to help you with something, dude. They're just like, "Oh, what do you want us to do?"
They were like that.
Come
They were a
on,
little bit like that
dude.
before, I will admit it. Although I feel bad for them now, because it's definitely gotten worse for them,
I mean, just the insane
But
crime.
yeah,
everywhere.
but like the non-helping thing, they were doing that. That's like I think they train you at the precinct. Like all your training is like, okay, what do you do when someone comes up to you and they say their purse is snatched, and the guy's like, oh, I go track it down. They go, wrong. Like, wrong. You look at her like she's crazy, and you're like, oh, you had a purse? I don't see a purse.
Yeah.
She's like, it just got stolen. He's
you
like,
got video of yourself wearing the purse before it was stolen?
maybe you stole it.
Yeah.
Classic gaslighting.
That is great. Accuse
That's
you
all
of the
it is.
crime that happened.
Perfect.
Well, that's the nice thing about New York City cops, because we had small town cops where I grew up.
Yeah.
Douchebags. They're squirrel chasers. They got nothing to do. You know what I mean? They fucking go to the.
You grew up in Buffalo. For the people who
where
were
I'm from Niagara
Niagara.
Falls. The Niagara Falls is kind of a dangerous city, a lot of parts. So the cops in Niagara Falls actually do have to do shit. But all my friends grew up in this nice suburb called Lewiston, very like Long Island-ish, and we would spend there spend most of the time there. Those cops, big squirrel chasers, big nothing,
brutal,
big like they come in for the fucking career day at the elementary school. We're here to protect and serve. It's like, dude, you got a raccoon out of a garbage can.
You guys are dumping out beers with 16-year-olds.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
You're breaking up house parties.
But the nice thing here is like you can just be like fully having like a beer on the train here.
Oh
just
yeah,
look at
it's
a New York
great.
Cop, like,
Now,
of the morning,
dude, now
sir.
you can do it. Dude, you can, unfortunately, you can punch a cop and be out in 2 hours. It happened the other day. Like, and it wasn't one punch. Like, he beat the hell out of a cop, and like you'll see the video of him beating him up. Get on the train. You're like, hey, wasn't that you earlier beating? He's like, yeah, I'm back. I'm back, baby.
I'm back.
It's Facebook Live-ing it, dude.
Yeah. No, my girlfriend and I were walking around during the pandemic. We would just go on walks and just like drink beers because there's nowhere to go. And we were like walking around Bushwick drinking beers. And this cop stops us and goes, pulls up. Excuse me, what do you got there? And my girlfriend starts getting worried. I was like, sorry, officer. We got beers. We live around the corner. We usually just go on a little walk, drink our beers, Sorry to bother you. He goes, no worries. Why don't you just finish it, put the bottles on the ground? And I was like, thank you. And we just like chug and put them. And my girlfriend goes, what the fuck was that? She's like, what was that? And I was like, this is the nice guys. What do you want? I mean, do you want me to explain the socioeconomic reasons why they're nice to you? You want to enjoy,
Oh,
it was so
God,
funny that the cop
dude.
stopped us. And I was like, he's like, what are you doing? I was like, drinking in public. And he goes, why don't you chug it and litter?
Yeah. Yeah, chug it and toss it right on the
Chug it and
sidewalk.
throw it on the ground.
Hey, listen, I think that is the prime example of how to be a good cop.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Well, dude, that was a great Louis bit. Louis was like, I was like threw a candy wrapper on the ground, and my buddy was like, you're gonna litter? Don't you care about the environment? And he goes, this is New York City. This is not the environment.
Yeah.
He goes, I put
funny.
a piece of garbage on a giant piece of garbage.
Yeah. There's trash everywhere. What's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what Kerrigan called me out when I first moved back here. I threw garbage on. It was how it's just like boxes, and I just threw garbage on garbage, and Kerrigan goes, "Oh yeah, welcome back to New York."
Yeah.
That's such
I
a
love
lazy.
doing that.
That's such a lazy move because you justify. You're like, oh, it'll all get picked. We don't care. You know.
No,
What
I do it all the time.
It'll all get picked
I'll
up.
drink something, just set it on a bag of garbage, on top of the bag.
Yeah, I went through Williamsburg the other day, and it was literally when the garbage gets overflowed, and then the handles pulled out, and it was just a pile. Dude, it was massive.
Yeah.
This massive tower.
It's like trash Jenga. I used to talk
Yeah,
about that.
trash
you
Jenga.
you're trying to put like something on the
Yeah.
very top, it just all falls. You're like,
Williamsburg's not a bad place to go out and drink. There's a good comedy club there that we all
Nice.
do. But we went there to apartment hunt. Everyone's like, dude, Williamsburg is the new spot. You got to be there. My girlfriend and I are there. It's like syringes all over the ground. It's like there's dirty muck water. I'm like, dude, what is this? I thought this is supposed to be some
No.
paradise over
It
here.
is though, compared to Lower East Side, it's so much safer and cleaner. Like if
You know
once
why?
you go over that break, because Lower East Side's probably almost similar price, and you're like, dude, this place is
It's
like a
dumb.
video game.
You know what it is? Williamsburg. Williamsburg
Grand
is
Saint
Saints Row, yeah. it's like a fucking level of Saints Row.
Dude, Williamsburg is rich people pretending to be poor. The Lower East Side is poor people.
No, they're not
they're
poor
in
though. They're
gorgeous
they're all
apartments.
artists.
No,
They're all-
they're rich
It's like
white
young kids.
It's rich young white kids.
Yeah,
they're
But
not poor.
who they're pretending also to be poor. Have you seen the rich white
vast
kids who live
majority-
in the Lower East Side? In the east, the Lower East Side below the
They're
East
all
Village?
rich.
They're rich, but they don't dress like it. They don't act like it.
No.
They have that oh, I'm so poor thing.
It's rich people from the bottom of Manhattan up to 115th Street.
Yeah.
And then above that, you get normal people that are maybe struggling.
Yeah.
And then you get through Bushwick, around here, I would say, is when it starts to be people that, aren't so wealthy.
Dude.
But-
Yeah, well, okay, dude. What is you taking a shot?
No.
I'm literally thinking about the next. I'm in my mind. I'm going, oh, what else did I want to cover on this pod? And I'm fucking ignoring the shot. Dude, listen.
Well, I'm not taking a shot. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen. This is.
you don't have to feel some type of way.
Oh, I don't. I hate this area. This is a terrible area.
But I will say, we love Astoria, and Astoria.
I
don't
love
think-
Astoria.
Astoria, you don't get a rich kid vibe.
No, it's normal.
It is normal.
It's normal. It's just
Kinda what's
normal
beautiful
people.
about it.
It's kind of families, working professionals. Dude, my cousin came to see the show the other night, and he came straight from work, and he was dressed like he's an accountant, so he's got a shirt on. And he goes, walking over here, I didn't see one person in work attire. I go, yeah, because they're rich.
Yeah,
they're pretending to be poor, dude.
They don't work, dude. Yeah, I lived in Bay Ridge. I loved it down there. Old Italian neighborhood.
That's
Brooklyn.
good, too.
I loved it. It's far away.
It's just far.
But
It's too far.
Great spot. Good food. Good Middle Eastern food.
Dude, we're getting close to the, this is flying by, dude. We're already at 55 minutes, but
Boys are back in town.
Boys are back,
dude.
baby.
This has been a this has been a nice kickoff.
This is only the start because this already happened. People don't know. It's like we were all boys. I was already here. These guys all moved here. And we were having like a blast, right?
so
And,
yeah.
dude, nothing could stop us. I remember Artie had gotten here. You had the apartment with the rooftop pool, and I remember I was like,
yeah.
"This is our summer where we are gonna go wild."
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all the whole crew, and then Corona just
Locked it out.
wiped out the boys'
Destroyed
summer.
all of our lives.
I'm sorry for like the people who
And I
lost
moved
loved ones.
from-
I'm talking about like summer vibes.
Yeah, we're like, someone's like, my grandpa was taken from us. We're like, it ruined the summer vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were
I had
supposed
to use the pool by myself, dude.
Yeah.
Saturdays were supposed to be for the boys.
Yeah, and I just spent like a year and a half wandering around like the Sunnyside industrial park solo. You know what I mean? You just walk in, you're talking to yourself. You're like, what's going on here?
I spent like 6 months just like stewing, thinking about Andrew Cuomo sitting in my like apartment drinking beers, like turning into a domestic terrorist.
I was more like an anti-de Blasio guy because he's such a goofball. He like comes on, he starts saying stuff, and as the city's in back of him, there's people like climbing up, like breaking windows, and he's just like, we need to line. You're like, what
Everybody,
are you doing?
people have a right to be upset about what's going on here. They're protesting safe and sound. You just hear a window get smashed.
Yeah.
Dude, the best. What were you saying?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the De Blasio video. I remember watching it with you distinctly. We were dying laughing. This guy, thick Staten Island.
Oh,
accent,
yeah.
comes up and he goes, "Hey, Mayor De Blasio, is that you?" And he goes, "Yeah. How's it going? How you doing? How's your day going?" He goes, "How's your day going, you fucking rat fuck?" You think it's funny? Shut down my fucking uncle's deli, you fucking rat fuck. Yeah, walk away, you piece of shit.
So good, dude.
Dude, the guy baited it perfectly.
It's hilarious.
Hey, he goes, "Hey, Mayor De Blasio, how's it going?" And then he's like, "Oh, hey, great to see you."
Do you know who the Naked Cowboy is?
Oh, dude, I interviewed him for my show.
Yeah, me and him have met up.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know why. We've met up on multiple occasions. I don't know him personally, but just random times in my life, like he's there.
Dylan's face.
Dude, so I'm down at Occupy, like, or whatever the hell it is, like
Occupy City Hall.
City Hall, and I'm about to get in a brawl with 3 guys. You know how these white communist kids, what they do is they get 3 guys that are that day out of prison and going back within a week. They're like bipolar.
Yeah.
So they send their goons. This white little communist kid, he's like, "You can't be around here taping." I go, "Oh yeah, I can. I can do whatever I want." And he just walks away and he go get 3 criminals. And I am there in my face. One guy's blasting some music, and then the drunk cowboy comes over singing a Trump song. And it's like me and the drunk cowboy about to go at it with these like communist criminals that have like taken over our town.
Oh my god.
That was like my
Oh my god.
no, I went down there with peaceful intentions, I swear, but they're like, "You can't tape." I just got so enraged.
the same
I'm like,
way-
I can't tape in the shanty town you've just set up here on public land.
The same way Kerrigan went on the subway every single day maskless for the heart of COVID with peaceful intentions.
Yeah, I was totally peaceful.
Were people coming at you?
Yeah, I almost got in a couple fights.
Remember when it was really authoritarian? Like you were like, "You're scum of the earth if you're not wearing."
Yeah,
it.
I'm talking, obviously all white. The guys like the guys on that show we watched where their like girlfriends
New Girl.
physically and mentally abused them. They're fucking cowards. And I was like, I'd be like, "Let's get off the train right now." And I just would. You know what I loved about it is I love Spanish guys that like working Spanish because I've worked with them. So I like know their deal. Like all the guys going to work. And for them, this was so good. They're like, 2 white guys are going to beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
I'm a massless white guy, so I kind of feel like they're on my side. But they're like, either way, it's a win for them. And I felt good for them. I'm like, for once they get to watch.
Yeah, get to watch something.
White people go at each other.
Watch white people kill each other.
Yeah. They loved it. They'd all be watching. They all have their paint clothes on.
Can you put your mask on?
Yeah.
That'd be a big thing.
It would always start the same. It would be a signal.
Yeah.
And like at this time of Corona, you didn't forget your mask. So like so like we'd go through this whole dance and I'd be like,
you're like, it's intentional.
Yeah, I would go. I wouldn't swear usually, but I would. I almost got in a fight with a woman over it. Actually, I was assaulted.
Is that the one who was belly bumping you?
Yeah, she was belly bumping me, and
What do you mean she was belly?
she was hitting me with her gun.
Why was she belly bumping
Because
you?
you know that thing where they pretend they're not hitting you.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to keep telling because those Spanish guys are loving it again. But you know, some big guy got up and I had to be like, dude, don't worry, I'm not gonna hit. I don't hit women. I had to keep saying that on the train. But I was thinking about it, to be honest with you. I was like, if I could get away with it, I would hit it.
Kerrigan stretching out his arm. He's like,
Oh,
She was
God.
assaulting me. She was out of her mind just because I was like tagging about Fauci.
yeah.
Oh, he forgot that part. What he's tagging. He's not even not wearing a mask. He was tagging the subway
Yeah.
car. What did you write?
I don't want to get into it, but anyway, it
What, were you
was
spray painting?
no, with a marker.
What were you writing about Fauci?
We got to get rid of it.
I love it. You're like, this lady, she's nuts. All I was doing was writing on the walls how much I hate Anthony Fauci.
This is what
Say it, dude. What did you say?
I was like, we got to get rid of this guy, or harm,
Okay, that's not what you wrote.
No, but
He doesn't want to be on a list.
yeah,
I
I'm not
know.
on a government list here. But anyway, the thing that set me off was she goes,
I was
you know what you're doing? And I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And she goes, you're killing black people. And I sat down for like a minute. I'm like, what are you effing talking about?
Yeah.
Just like crazy shit. And then we just got into it. And everyone's seen me, they knew I wasn't. They knew what I was up to.
Yeah, they knew that you were, doing a service, dude.
Yeah, I was trying to get,
all
get
that
the word out.
V
all
for
that
Vendetta.
mask talk, grandma killer, all this shit. That really went away real quick, huh?
Yeah, because
Nobody's a grandma killer anymore. Every fucking dweeby looking little liberal white dude I see doesn't have his mask on. What happened to that? Is he a grandma killer?
Might be.
I don't know.
Let's take the podcast on a serious road.
We really got the opposite. I feel like you came in with intentions to have this episode go a certain way, and I think that it went that way.
It was executed.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
happy
it was
with it.
executed pretty well.
Before we wrap up, though, I did want to talk Buffalo Bills, dude.
Oh,
I wore
Bills.
my Jets shirt intentionally today.
Oh, really?
I wore it intentionally. I noticed you're not as big of a fan. You didn't wear Bills.
Well, no, actually,
memorabilia,
the
but-
Jets are such a non-factor. I didn't even notice you were wearing. It's so not intimidating that I was like, oh, what
No,
a
but I
nice-
did. I wanted to
Yeah,
talk.
since I forgot that they exist. I was like, what that?
But I did want to talk. Growing up a Bills fan, probably one of the most fun in terms of party-wise atmospheres. I've never been to a Bills game. Would love to go.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the one here. You got to come to the home game though, too.
Oh, yeah. What kind of things have you seen at Bills games, dude?
There's a guy who's famous, and it's a ritual before every game, and he stands in the middle of a giant crowd in the parking lot while everybody's tailgating, and he has like 40 to 50 Bills fans spray him head to toe in ketchup and mustard until he's completely caked with it, and he goes, yeah! And they just cake him with mustard. I just know him as the ketchup and mustard guy.
Does
but
he
he's-
go in the game after that?
I think so. They've written articles about it.
That's-
The big one is breaking tables. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
You smash your table, but you'll like a lot of people will jump off the top of a van or
Yeah,
or
I've seen
a
it go
bus.
wrong a bunch of times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
If you look at the compilations, like it'll be like a Barstool compilation. Like a third of those people are friends of mine. I'm always like, that's Cam. That's
Smitty.
yeah.
Have you ever jumped through a table?
I've not yet. I'm kind of afraid.
I
of
kind of
like,
don't want to. I mean,
I would do it from like.
you get me
I'll
drunk
do
enough,
like,
I'd do it.
If I was like standing here and you were like, Luke, jump through this table, I would do that. I'm not jumping off the top of an RV. I'm not a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
I think the table breaks your fall.
It's
Kind
a
of.
hard table.
Yeah, it depends on the table. You want the table to break in a certain way to break, or else you could get.
I mean, those wrestlers, they used to like score them.
I went to a Bills Jets game one time, and so they're going to do a table slam. So it was a big guy and a little guy, and the big guy was slamming the little guy through the table. That was the plan. So he grabs the little guy, props him up on the hood of a car, and he's ready to slam him. The little guy's on the hood of the car. He's looking at the big crowd around him, and he's going, "Let's do it!" on the hood of the car. "Let's do it!" Like he's psyched to get slammed. Everybody's around. The big guy picks him up, fucking slams him through the table, and everybody's going, "Yeah!" And I remember I walked over, and the guy was in a vacation, like chilling pose on the ground, and he's smiling. He's like, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's fucking so badass that he was able to do that while getting slammed through a table. And literally right when I had that thought, some girl yells out, "Oh my God, he's bleeding." And I realized he had just gotten knocked out in like a cool way. So then everyone's kind of freaking out. I'm like, all right, what are we going to do? And this, I was like, all right, he's fucked up. Like, the big guy bounced. He's like, I'm not getting in trouble for this.
Wow.
So the guy's on the ground. We're trying to figure it out. And this guy comes over, and he's like, I know what to do in this situation. I'm an EMT. Just back away. I'll help him out. We're fine. And I swear on my life, he was a Jets fan. He's wearing a Jets jersey, and people started going, "Get the fuck out of here, pussy!" like he's trying to like aid to an unconscious man, and they're like, "Fuck off, dude. We can handle it."
Dude,
Dude, that's awful.
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that,
awful.
dude. Well, dude, I can't wait for that game.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a good
Bills
time,
Jets in
dude.
November. It's great.
Oh, I'm getting ready. It's already in my phone.
Josh Allen, baby, he's looking good in camp.
Oh, dude, Wilson's looking real good in camp.
Oh,
dude.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
Now that he's done banging his mom's friend.
I mean, you say that as it's an insult. I think it's pretty great.
It's pretty
cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if Josh Allen did that, you'd be like, the guy's a god amongst men.
Dude, you don't think this is MVP year?
He could be, yeah. If Tom Brady doesn't,
Tom Brady.
It
That's my
could
mom's
be.
age.
Oh, well, still great. All right, dude, how you feeling?
This has been great.
This has been great. This might have been our most fun pod. Yeah.
Hey, yeah. This is.
You got anything else you want to talk about before we wrap?
I mean, I think I'm good.
You
This has
good?
been fun, yeah.
All right, dude. Tell the people where they can see you.
You can see me left, right, center on Snapchat. You could find me on Instagram or YouTube, Luke Touma, LUKETOUMA. You'll find me. Yeah, dude. Come to a show, support these guys. Great podcast. Subscribe, the whole deal.
Hell yeah,
Absolutely.
dude. Michael?
Mike T. Kerrigan, Instagram.
Dylan Krasinski on Instagram and YouTube, and Troublemakers on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Give us a follow, rate, review, and subscribe. Episodes out every Wednesday. Thank you for being here, folks. Thank you to Luke. Go follow him. We'll see you next week, baby. Good night.
All right.